Media Group.
Welcome to our podcast. It's called A Sandwich and Some Lovin', and I'm Kellie Raspberry Evans with my husband and my podcast co-host, Alan Evans.
A-Train in the house.
I don't know why I flubbed that up, but I did. Anyway, welcome to the show. We've had so much happen since the last time we met. I know the last time I was concerned that my daughter didn't take care of what she needed to do to walk down the graduation aisle, but she did, Alan. We have a graduate.
Well, yeah. Was that since the last time?
Yeah, she graduated.
Really?
Yes, she graduated the night after we recorded our last podcast. It feels like an eternity ago.
I know. That's why I was kind of thrown off there.
I was so hyped up with, and anxious over the graduation party, over the graduation itself. And now it's like suddenly everything came to a screeching halt. And I don't know what to do with myself until we turn around and have to, we don't have to. We get to go on our big cruise, her graduation present. And then, gosh, the first week of August, she's gone. She's moving to college.
Yep.
So there's a lot coming up, a lot of big changes. And I don't know. And McKellie was kind of surprised I didn't cry at her graduation, but I think I was so caught up. She had over, I think it was 1,273 students in her graduating class.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so anxious about, first of all, getting everybody seated, because even though it was at a big arena, we had to save seats together. And that was chaotic because I miscounted. My fault. And then,
well, I was there too. I guess I could have caught your math, but we were one seat short. Yeah.
It was too late at that point.
Yeah.
My mom had surgery, and it was her first outing, and walking was really difficult for her, but she really wanted to be there. And because they were very late getting to the event, they had to park and walk a really long way. So by the time she got there, she was not feeling great. But I was able to get her a decent seat, and just a lot going on. And with the chaos and paying attention and trying to catch McKellie's graduation announcement when they announced her name and she walked across the stage and in her woo pig suey salute with her finger to her nose, I missed so much and forgot to cry, I guess is the point.
Well, we got it all on video, and we posted on our Instagrams a lot of pictures and videos, and it was a nice ceremony. It was very nice. They had 2 rows going of graduates. So
simultaneous.
They were alternating names. So there was I'd say, what was there, an hour of festivities and speeches and such?
Yep, they did an hour of speeches.
Which...
It was fine. The kids did great.
The kids did great.
I was very impressed by...
Did we need the principal 3 times?
Well, that's okay. She was the master of ceremonies.
She was.
More so.
She was.
She spoke very briefly, but they had the valedictorian, the salutatorian, the class president, and it was like the class, was it Congress president?
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, so we had the principal 3 times and 4 students. There were a lot of speeches.
It was an hour, and Alan obviously had a problem with it.
Not a huge problem. Just it was a lot of talking.
But all the kids were there, yet they pre-recorded the speeches. Just I guess that's the rule in the district, just to prevent anyone from going rogue.
Oh, so wow! I wonder what they would go rogue on.
Well, people make political statements or whatever, or or do foul things. So just to be on the safe side. A couple bozos ruin it for everybody, as is, the way of life.
Yeah, true.
They had to pre-record their speeches and then stand up at the end and wave and get applause. But then that was an hour. So the event started at 7 on a Thursday night, a school night, as I would say, except my daughter's no longer in school. And then they started with the graduation ceremony for 1,273 students. And they knocked it out in 90 minutes.
It was fast.
They kept it moving.
That part was fast.
And I was trying to catch her friends graduating, but I couldn't catch everything because my brother was sitting next to me, just being a goofball, killing time. Because Raspberry Poolad Sands came a little late in the procession. So he's cutting jokes and cutting up. And it's sort of like me when I sit there with you and your sister, honey, and y'all just laugh and carry on. And because you were like, what were you and your brother laughing about? It's like, nothing really, just being stupid.
Yeah.
He was breathing funny and making me laugh, but it was great.
Yeah. As I said, it was a great ceremony. It went pretty fast, and
but
it was wonderful.
And McKellie forgot to eat or drink anything all day since 11 o'clock. So as soon as we were done and got in the car, she's like, I'm going to throw up and I think I'm going to pass out. So we just made a mad dash to the nearest Sonic and got her some water and French fries.
She said she was real hungry. And I said, what do you want, Emma Kellie? She said, French fries.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah. It's salt and water.
Yeah.
And I gave her some Excedrin. She went to bed and slept it off.
And that was it.
Slept off graduation.
And that was graduation. And I had a piece of that cake when I came home.
Yeah.
So I was the only one to partake in the cake.
That night, yes, you were. We had a big red velvet graduation cake for her, which was Chloe's Cake Club, I believe, that did that. And they did such a great job. So anyway, graduation's done. Emma Kellie's now on Emma Kellie time. Doing whatever
Isn't
she
Emma
wants.
Kellie always on Emma Kellie
Yeah,
time?
yeah. But she's, well, actually, the weekend after her graduation, she had her first horse competition show in Tyler, Texas. And well, actually, it's more towards Lindale, which is the home of Miranda Lambert.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
Yeah. And so anyway, she did really well. It was her first competition, and she absolutely loved it.
Good.
Loved it. She was on the beginner course. So a lot of people, they were more seasoned riders. So she didn't have a lot of competition in her categories, but she placed first in all of her categories. And her goal was to break, and this is all foreign to me. So if you know anything about horse shows, maybe this means something to you, but her goal was to break 60. And on her third ride, she broke 60. She got 37%. So she was really, really happy with that.
Good.
Unfortunately, in my car, some of the hoof cleaner or some sort of shampoo, something with a very heavy spearmint smell, and aroma,
Spearmint?
it leaked. And I had a blanket down in the back of the car to protect from any leaks, except for that smell. So it kind of seeped through, and it's in my car. So the next day I was driving to work, and I'm like, my lungs are burning from this smell.
Ailment?
No. And so then I finally put the blanket in the washing machine, and I've already run that thing twice, and everything smells like spearmint.
Can you
the back of our house
and contrast, please, for me and for the listeners with the question marks over their heads right now, the difference between spearmint and peppermint?
It's just I don't know. It's a smell.
Then how do you know it wasn't peppermint?
Because there's a smell difference, I think. Anyway, it burns.
So
in
it
your
was
lungs.
spearmint.
That's what I noted.
Huh.
I don't know how you would describe the difference between peppermint and spearmint, but
I don't know either.
spearmint is more menthol-y, I would say.
Oh,
More of a
okay.
menthol.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, but it was really interesting because with this being graduation season, you've worked a lot with u.gov.
Yes,
right?
I have.
So they did a survey.
I sure have.
They did a survey, and they were asking people about their experiences, looking back on high school.
Okay.
Would you go back and do high school all over again if you could?
Knowing what I know now,
Knowing what
or
you know
not
now.
knowing what I know
Yeah.
now? Knowing what I know now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably do it again.
Well, 55% said they would go back and do it again, but they do things differently. 40% said no way, once was enough. 5% not sure. How can you not be sure? It's either a yes or no. And the poll looked at the most common high school experiences that we all shared. And the top 10, the poll asked about 50 different high school experiences to see how common they are. The top 10, did you have a crush on someone? Duh. Everybody did. Well, 87% of the people responding to this did. Did you have a specific friend group or clique? 83% said yes. Did you take a class you loved? 79% yes. Same 79% said they also took a class they hated.
What was your favorite class?
English. Always. Always English.
Did you know it was so long ago I went to high school, I had a drafting class?
Wow.
You know
What was that
do you
for?
know what drafting
Like
is?
architecture stuff?
Yeah, it's where you sit at those big slanted tables and you learn how to draw technical drawings or buildings.
That's great.
It was cool.
That's a great skill to have.
But the computer kind of blew that up.
Yeah. Did you go to at least one high school football game?
Yes.
So did 68% of these people. 68%. Mm-hmm. You think that's like such a part of Americana that 100% would go, but only 68%. 63% also went to at least one high school dance. Did you kiss someone in high school?
I'm sure I did.
I did finally my senior year. It was a pity kiss, but that was 68% did. Mm-hmm. Did you lie to your parents? Yeah. I don't think I did, honestly.
I'm sure I probably did.
I don't think I did during high school. I was a goody
not
two-shoes.
proud of that, but I'm
67%
sure I probably did.
67% did. 66% took the SAT or ACT.
Mm-hmm.
I took the SAT.
I took the SAT.
65% went on a date. Again, that was the pity date I took my senior year.
I did that.
And and the number 10, 64% said they had a boyfriend or girlfriend. And 36% said they had sex in high school.
Well, I wasn't in that.
I wasn't
36%.
either.
I was not in that
wasn't either.
36%. No.
You are going to love Legacy Box. You know, becoming a parent changes how you look at memories. While we're savoring and saving every moment with our kids, suddenly you start to realize a lot of important memories from our childhood. They're trapped on VHS tapes, camcorder tapes, photo albums, crammed into boxes labeled "Do Not Throw Away" and shoved into an attic. Those are at risk of being destroyed by heat, moisture, disaster, time. And once they're gone, they're gone. That's why you need Legacy Box now. They're the world's largest digitizer of home movies and photos. And the process is so simple. They send you a Legacy Box and you fill it up with old VHS tapes, pictures, film reels, slides, DVDs, whatever you've got. Their team in Tennessee carefully digitizes it all by hand. They send you back the originals plus digital files on the cloud or a thumb drive. Ordering a Legacy Box is one of the best things I've done for my family, because now instead of just telling my kids about that crazy vacation I took to the mountains when I was a kid, I get to show them and relive it with them. And right now, during Legacy Box's Father's Day sale, you can save big while preserving your family's history. Visit legacybox.com/sandwich to get started today. That's legacybox.com/sandwich. It's the little things that make a big difference in how I feel. Now, for me right now, it's about stretching. I didn't realize how stiff I was until I started doing it. I love when I can stretch a little further than before. It makes me feel refreshed when I'm done. And you know, a little makeup refresh can make all the difference too with Thrive Cosmetics, my go-to clean makeup routine year-round. Now, of course, their Brilliant Eye Brightener and Stella Champagne is always in my makeup bag. Actually, I need to reorder more. I'm almost out. But it comes in 32 shades, and the Shenna Mint Green Shimmer looks really fun for summer. Their Empower Matte Precision Lipstick Crayon, it's really amazing. It gives you a beautiful color that lasts without feeling dry. They have 18 buildable shades, and I love the Dusty Rose Kaisa color. I think that's how you pronounce it. But the best part, for every product you buy, Thrive donates products and funds to help communities thrive. So far, they've given over $150 million in products and cash to over 600 giving partners. This is beauty with purpose. Amplify your summer look with Thrive Cosmetics. Go to thrivecosmetics.com/sandwich for an exclusive 20% off your first order. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/sandwich. You can't scroll your phone for more than 30 seconds without seeing somebody talking about GLP-1s. Maybe you've been close to trying them, but you're not a needle person, or maybe you're looking for a natural alternative. Well, let me introduce you to our podcast sponsor, Veracity. Their Metabolism Ignite, it's a natural plant-based GLP-1 alternative that is doctor recommended and clinically proven to help reduce hunger. Just 2 capsules with breakfast every morning. It's all you need. And one of the first things I noticed was I wasn't thinking about food all day, that food noise you always are constantly battling. Metabolism Ignite has no allergens, no caffeine, no negative side effects, and we love that. It's shown to reduce hunger by 85% and clinically proven to help lose an average of 9 pounds in 90 days. We really love that. Look, this stuff is sold out 10 times for a reason. So before it sells out again, make the switch to GLP-1s the natural way. Head to veracityhealth.co and use sandwich for up to 65% off your order. Once again, that's VERACITY health.co for up to 65% off. Make sure you use our promo code SANDWICH so they know we sent you. Let's see what else. Let me get a driver's license. 64% got a driver's license. I bet that number today would be drastically lower. Kids just are not getting driver's licenses anymore. They don't care.
Doesn't
they
seem
put
like
it
they're
off.
interested in
No
cars,
rush,
driving,
no rush at all.
Yeah, anything with a motor, they're out on.
Did you have a part-time or full-time job in high school?
In high school, I had a part-time job.
62% did. Make a close friend you still talk to?
Well, yeah, a close friend I still keep in touch with, but haven't talked to in a long time.
You know, I have my Tommy Jean, Diana, Annette.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever fail a test? Oh, yeah, duh.
No.
Never?
No.
Really?
No.
60% did. I'm sure I did.
The kid got good marks.
Apply to college, 54%.
Mm-hmm.
Have a curfew, 55%.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall having a curfew, but I didn't really go out.
What was there to do in Flowtown?
Right? Show up late to class, 53%. I would think that'd be higher. Man, Emma Kellie would be like,
Man, I think I showed up late one time, and I think I got detention or something like that.
yeah, they used to be way more strict about that.
Yeah.
Did you get grounded by your parents? 52% said yes. I didn't get
No,
grounded.
My mom and dad didn't really do that.
I was a good kid.
Yeah.
Did you experience anxiety or depression? Well, I mean, I'd cry myself to sleep every night, but it was usually over some boy.
I don't know. I don't remember being sad a lot. I
No.
remember being very unsure or not confident
Yeah.
in things, but I don't remember being sad.
Did you go to a house party?
No.
I didn't either. I had one, but it wasn't like what you would think because we were such good kids. We had, like, my parents were out of town and we had friends over to watch a scary movie. And we were basically all just hanging out. And my neighbor was such a jerk. Man, I'll never forget Mrs. O'Neill. She was horrible, a horrible human being who would trap our dog in a kennel. She like went to the SPCA and purposely got a kennel to catch our dog Benji. And when he came in her yard, broke a plastic shovel over. I can't stand that woman. I hate to use the word hate, but she called the police because we had a bunch of kids at our house watching a scary movie. And she thought we must be doing something horrible. We were a bunch of Florence Baptist Temple school kids watching a scary movie. The police were like, okay.
Just because you were watching a scary
Oh,
movie?
yeah, she was horrible. She was a horrible human
like-
being. And I hope you're listening, Mrs. O'Neill.
Because it was...
And I still can't stand you to this day. Horrible human being.
Was it like devil stuff or something?
No, it's probably a scary movie like The Shining or something. I don't remember. But I know it was, we all watched a scary movie. Did you go to prom? We didn't have a prom. We had a banquet. And I finally got to go my senior year because Ken Salibi invited me because I was his third choice. Then I got the pity kiss.
Yeah, we had a prom.
You go?
Mm-hmm.
Did you participate in a school club?
Well, no. I mean, the golf team, it's not really a club, is it?
51% did.
Uh-huh.
I did the debate team very, very briefly.
No
We didn't
wonder.
have a lot of clubs at Florence Christian School. We just didn't. You know, I guess now they probably do, but when I was there in the 80s, we didn't. But Mrs. Stokes was the math teacher, and she thought debate would be a good skill for us to have. And so she got the kids together. She thought would be really good at debating. And then she'd take these captain's wafers and she'd wrap a piece of bacon around the middle and bake them. And she'd call them bow ties. And they were the most delicious thing. That bacon grease would seep throughout the cracker and we'd eat them as snacks. So delicious. I should just make those and see if I could recreate it. Good memory. But then once she stopped bringing them, I stopped going to debate club, and I never debated a day in my life. But I did do that for a minute. Did you ever skip class without permission?
No.
I didn't either. 50% did. Drink alcohol?
No.
I didn't either. 49% did. Hang out at the mall? Only 49%. Yes, that's all we did. That's all there was to do.
Hang out at the mall. Yes.
That's all there was to
lot.
do. Only
Yeah.
49% said they did.
Movies in the arcade. That was a big player.
48% volunteered. 47% made the honor roll. I did.
Yeah, I did.
47% got bullied. I don't remember getting bullied. You get picked on, but I don't think that's, I think people, I mean, there's getting teased and there's getting bullied. That's two different things.
I think I got teased, and I don't know if bullied is the right word.
You know what?
Teased a lot in junior high.
I did.
Not really high
Yeah,
school.
I did get bullied a little bit by two girls in junior high. I did. I remember they locked me in the
That's not very nice.
PE changing room one time, which made me late for class. So I could go back and say I was late to a class, but that was not my fault. Did you ever get sent to the principal's office?
Well, the time I remember was when I was late for the class, and I don't understand why.
It was such a big deal.
It was such a big deal because I got sent to the principal's office, and then I was in detention. I can't.
That's
I
ridiculous.
can't recall why it was such a big deal, but apparently it was.
43% did. I did in the, oh gosh, what grade was it? I think I was 5th grade, I think. It was so weird. I was such a goody two-shoes. Y'all don't understand. But me, Tommy Jean, Diana, and I want to say, gosh, who was the 4th? Was it Sonia? I don't know. We all got called to the principal's office. They called us out of like 1st or 2nd period, and we all went downstairs. Well, it was one period. We were all in 5th grade. It was no periods. But it was early in the day. We all got called down to the principal's office, and he told us that one of the moms had just been there, and she pulled her, I'll never forget the girl's name. Her name was Tessie Odom, and she had pulled Tessie out of this school because nobody spoke to their daughter or to her. This is like on the 2nd day of school. The day before, nobody spoke to her daughter on the 1st day of school. And I'm like, what? But he was telling us that he said, look, I'm just letting you know what went on. They were also moving, by the way. So I think it was just a weird situation. But I remember he was just saying, y'all just need to be cognizant that you need to be nice to other, don't be mean and don't be really friendly. And all the way back to class, I broke down and sobbed because I had never gotten in trouble. I just remember sobbing over that girl. But Tessa, it wasn't Tessie, it was Tessa Odom. Where are you, Tessa? Are you listening? And Mrs. O'Neill, you got me sent to the principal's office because you said I didn't talk to you and 3 other girls. Did you drive to school?
Yes.
Me too. Once I got a car, 45% did.
Took an interstate.
Pull an all-nighter? Yes, I did. 40%
I was
did.
always too bush to do that.
I pulled an all-nighter when I didn't finish reading Gone with the Wind. And I had to sit up all night finishing reading it so I could do a book report the next day.
I think I did that in college several times, but not in high school.
Play on a sports team?
Yeah.
I did not. 39% did. Take an AP or honors class? We didn't have those.
Oh, I can't remember if we had it or not. Sorry.
40% did.
I don't think I did that.
Did you get detention?
Yeah.
Yes,
the
you've
one
been
time
saying
I
that.
was late for class.
I got detention, but I can't remember what for, but 37% did. Did you ever get into a physical fight? No. 35% did. Smoke?
No.
37% did. Have sex? I already went to that. 36% did. I did not. Have a cell phone? Well, they didn't have cell phones.
What?
They didn't have them. They started having pagers, I think, towards the end of my high school career. Maybe even past that. I don't know.
Best class I ever took in high school, and I was a senior when I did it. Typing.
Oh yeah, typing is one of the greatest skills.
It was
one
one of the greatest classes I ever took.
It was so ridiculous. I don't know how yours was, but we did it on manual typewriters, and they would say J. You just have to keep clicking J, J, K, and then
S D D. Yeah.
It was crazy. And then suddenly one day it all clicked. And suddenly I was typing like over 100 words a minute on a manual typewriter.
Well, that's it, huh?
It was crazy. But they don't even teach that anymore.
I couldn't type that fast.
They don't teach typing and they don't teach cursive anymore.
They ought to teach typing. Here's how to get through, I'd say 50% of life. Typing, how to do your taxes, and how to use a spreadsheet.
I don't know, Alan. I don't know how to use a spreadsheet.
There you go.
And I'm fine.
If they taught...
I'm almost close to retirement.
Teach everybody those 3 skills, that'll get you through half a life.
But my daughter never took a typing class yet. She can peck, and she has no cursive skills. And she's graduating. Getting her to sign, she's like, how do I sign this? When she's got to sign, now legal papers at this age at 18. She's like, I don't even know how to sign this. She just has to print. It's really weird.
Yeah, that blows my mind when I write something in cursive and then I show it to the boys. They're like, I don't know how to read that.
Emma Kelly said she could
you don't know how to read that.
She can read my cursive. She can read my mother's. My mother's got great penmanship, her dad's, but that's like, she can only read. It's like sort of having a toddler. You can understand what they're saying, but nobody else can.
Yeah.
Emma Kelly can read my cursive, but not many other people's. Did you ever cheat on a test or assignment?
No.
32% did. I probably peaked.
You peaked, huh?
I probably peaked at somebody's.
You're a peeper.
I might have. I mean, I probably did. But I do remember in 3rd grade very vividly being accused of cheating, and I didn't. And I just remember that it felt almost, I don't know what the word is for it, not a betrayal, but I just remember I just felt so hurt that she thought I cheated, and I hadn't. I really had not. I would tell you now because it's been so many years, but the truth is I didn't. Participate in a school play? Yes, I did.
In high school? I don't think I did.
30% did.
No, I did in grade school, not in high school.
Did you sneak out of school at night?
Sneak out of school at night?
I mean, sneak out of the house at night. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
I did, but only like to go to Hardee's and get a cheeseburger and come home.
What this survey is reminding me is that I was a very boring kid.
Well, you were a good kid. Did you join the school band or choir?
No.
I did. 31% did. Use pot, marijuana?
No.
No, neither did I. 28% did. Have a social media account? 28% did, but they didn't have it when we were in high school. Yeah.
There's no such thing.
Become close to a teacher you still talk to? 22% did. I don't.
God, my teachers are probably dead.
A few years ago, no, they're still alive. A few years ago, we did a bit on the radio where we said, let's find our, favorite teachers from the past, and we tracked some of those down. So, did you have braces?
Yes.
I did too. 19% did.
And headgear.
I didn't have headgear.
They said, you're going to wear this headgear 24 hours.
Are you serious?
And I said, no, I don't think I am. They said, well, you need to wear it 24 hours. And I said, well, I'm not going to wear this to school. Are you kidding me? I didn't say that, but that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I didn't wear it to school.
And look at your teeth now.
Thank you. Definitely not going to wear headgear to school.
Participate in student government.
I wish I had, but I did not.
16% did. That would be a very niche group of kids.
Yeah.
Participate in political activism.
No.
11% did. Now listen, I picketed one event.
Wow.
In school, in high school. But it was because we were promised we'd get an A on a history exam or something, a history quiz. So remember, this was in like the early 80s. And there was a club in Florence, South Carolina called Bonneau's. Bonneau's was a big deal. I just found out my cousin Cindy worked there as like a cocktail waitress or something. But anyway, I remember going there when I was old enough to drink, and men would offer to buy me a drink. So I'd dance with them, and I'd always order a amaretto sour because they were sweet and expensive.
Where was this?
It was called Bonneau's.
Where?
In Florence, South Carolina.
So there were places where men could offer you drinks to dance
they'd
for
ask
you?
you to, they would, at a club, they would ask you, hey, can I buy you a drink? Would you like to dance?
How old were you?
I was old enough. I was over 21 at that point.
How old were these men?
Well, I guess we're all of age. It wasn't like one of those.
Are these like old men?
No, it was a regular club. It was normal.
Oh, like a dance club.
But it was a bar club scene where people would dance. But it wasn't like a disco. It was like
in Texas they call those strip clubs.
No, honey, they have clubs where you used to go dancing. That's not the same thing.
So like an
you never went to a club.
So like an unce club.
It wasn't an unce club because this was
I'm not
more
understanding
upscale.
what kind of club.
It was more
is.
of a shag club. Is what they call shag dancing
club.
in South Carolina. It's a certain kind of dancing.
Okay.
It was upscale. It was called Bonneau's.
It was upscale.
It was upscale.
Okay.
But Bonneau's decided they were going to do something new and cutting edge.
Mm-hmm.
They brought in the male strippers. It was called.
You just said 2 seconds ago this was upscale.
It was
because it was called Bonneau's
and I seem
or
to
whatever.
remember it's been a long time. I think it was called the Peter Adonis show.
Yeah, I bet he was Peter Adonis.
Peter Adonis. I believe that was right. If somebody from Florence, South Carolina from the 80s remembers what I'm talking about, let me know. But it was the Peter Adonis male strip show. And so my Florence Baptist Temple and Florence Christian School were very up in arms about this.
Well, yeah, I guess so, because a dude named Peter Adonis
and all of his
Peter Adonis comes walking in,
and all of his other fellow strippers
swinging in.
So we were told that if we would go and picket with all the people in the church who were, concerned citizens, we would get an A on a history quiz or something. I'm like, sign me up because I want an A. So I'm out there, embarrassed to death, holding a poster in front of my face so nobody could see who I was, marching up and down a sidewalk protesting the Peter Adonis male strip review.
What'd your sign say?
Stupid.
Like, no Peters?
I have no idea. This is so stupid.
Down with the Peter?
So stupid. And this is the same.
We don't need your Peters? I
remember when the fair would come through town, and we had a little airstrip, little Florence airport area, and they set up the fair, right? This is back in the day. I don't think they do these things anymore, but they would have so many interesting things. Like, did you ever go to the traveling fair where they had the motorcycles that would be inside like a barrel and they would drive on the inside of the barrel sideways?
Yeah, they still do that.
They still do that?
Yeah.
Did they have the hoochie coochie shows at yours?
Well, describe a hoochie coochie.
So the hoochie coochie show is exactly what you think it was.
Like burlesque?
Yeah. So we'd be walking around the kids, and all the smells. I'll never forget the smells of the fair. But you'd walk by and they would set up these like fun houses or whatever, like with the mirrored rooms. So it was sort of like that. But they'd have a stage out front, and these women, they'd have two poles, one on each side of the stage. And they'd be out shimmying and shaking and inviting everybody to come in to watch the hoochie coochie show. But Florence Baptist Temple and Florence Christian School wasn't protesting that. right? We were
Why
protesting.
weren't they protesting that?
We were protesting Peter Adonis.
I know, but
So
why
stupid.
weren't they protesting the?
I don't know. It's so stupid.
I didn't realize
Anyway.
all this hedonism went on in Florence.
You know, that's the thing. These small towns, they have to get their rocks off somehow. Let's see. That's my
Wow.
political activism story. Did you ever bully someone? 10% admitted to doing that. I think a lot of people I probably was guilty of antagonizing some people, like my frenemies, you know. But I don't know that I was necessarily a bully. Was I a bully? I don't know.
I honestly don't remember bullying anybody. I considered myself a friend to all. I really did. I don't remember being particularly mean to
Well,
people just for fun. You
There
know,
were only 18 in my graduating class.
Well,
So
we-
it's sort of like you're with the same kids. And actually, there were more kids, but as you get closer to high school, a few of them drop off. So we were with the same kids all the time. And some weeks you'd be arguing with this kid, and and then the next week you'd be best friends. So it's sort of that kind of thing.
we had about 200, and I knew 95% of them.
Yeah, imagine Emma Kellie with 1,273. She had a very
There's
small
some you don't know
circle.
who they are. Yeah.
But again, that question I asked earlier, here's the definitive answer from this poll. If you could, would you go back and do high school over again? 12% said yes, exactly the same.
I wouldn't do it exactly.
I
the
would do it
same.
exactly the same. 43% said yes, but differently. 40% said no, once was enough. And 5% just aren't sure what that's
I
about.
think I'd try more stuff. I was just heads down. It was either school or golf. That was it. There was no other. There was not a lot other for me. I didn't have a huge friend group. I had friends, but not like I wasn't like Mr. Burke Burnett High School. That's for sure. I had a small group of friends, but I'd probably get involved in more stuff.
Yeah.
Just try more things.
Overall, how much of a role do you think your high school experience has played in determining the adult you has become? That's worded weird. Oh, how much of a role do you think your high school experience has played in determining the adult you have become? Was it a major, minor, no role? Not sure.
I'd say minor to no role.
Major, 35%. Minor, 43%. No role, 12%. Again, 9% just aren't sure.
I'd say minor to, well, I would say none. I'd say minor.
I don't think it really, I can't think of how it, I think initially when I got out of high school, it really affected me because I was so naive and sheltered from my experience. But then I got into the devil business of radio and I got out of that.
College was much more influential
Yeah.
to me in preparing me for
Life.
Yeah, because you didn't have somebody standing over your shoulder saying this is what you need to do. It was up to you to do it.
Yeah.
You
Show up or don't.
You could do it or not, and if you didn't, the alternative wasn't very good.
Yeah. Compared to when you were a teenager, do you think the experience of teenagers in the U.S. today are exactly the same, very similar, somewhat similar, not very similar, not at all similar, or completely different? Or are you not sure? That's always an answer.
The what? The high school experience?
Compared to the way it was when you were a teenager, how do you think it compares to the experience of teenagers today? Exactly same, very, somewhat similar, not at all similar, completely different.
I think it's completely different.
That's the majority.
That's just my opinion. But that would be like, was our high school experience the same as our parents' high school experience? No, it was completely different.
Yeah, it's completely different. 42% said that.
I think today, I think it's more complicated. I think there's more pressure. I think there's more work. I think there's more temptations to do bad stuff. I really do. I think when we were in high school, it was a simpler, more innocent time. And it sounds like good old day syndrome, but
No.
I think if you look at when our parents went to high school, it was even more so, like simpler. I think that as time has gone on, I think it's gotten more complex. There's more pressure on the kids.
Well,
and with everybody carrying their life around in their pocket now, that's the biggest. That's the biggest thing.
And
I still cannot believe the school districts allow kids to have a phone at school.
Not all of them do, but
There
ours
is
do.
no good reason this is hot sports opinion. There is no good reason for a kid to have a cell phone at school. If you want to get a hold of the kid, I understand. You can call the office and say, hey, relay this message to my kid. But that phone, they are on that phone enough at home. Why do they need to have it at school?
I 100%
That's
agree.
the one place they need to be heads down and concentrating on what they're doing, but they're going to carry around a phone at school.
And it's really affecting, their brain development because they get them at such a young age. It's true. I mean, teachers, I watch them on social media. They're like, y'all don't even understand what's happening in our schools. These teachers who have been there 20 and 30 years, they're like, it ain't the same. It's really hard. These kids just aren't grasping information. And you say the work is harder. I think a lot of times the kids just kind of like, just get through it because there's no getting through to them anymore. I don't know. But
if you want to see something that kind of makes you a little, I don't know what the right word is.
Mental?
No, you just nostalgic, I guess, and sad at the same time. If you watch videos of kids in high school in the 80s and 90s, like when we went, and it's fun to watch because, you see the fashion and the hair and all that. But if you observe what they're doing at school, they're in big groups. And I know kids today do this too, but they're in big groups. They're hanging out. They're telling jokes. They're talking to one another. They're having conversations. They're laughing. They're smiling. It just seems like it was different. And I don't know if it is or not. I'm just saying.
Everybody's got their head in their phones now.
I'm just saying when I went to school, that's the way it was, and I just feel like today, I dropped the boys off at school and it's just like heads down. Everyone's heads down. Like they're walking into, I don't know. It's just, maybe it's me. Maybe it's me.
No, it's very different.
Yeah,
we would all get dropped off a little early before the doors opened to school. They wouldn't let us enter the school until the first bell rang. So everybody would stand out in front, on the school grounds or whatever, and we would just talk and visit and carry on. But now everybody's on their phone. Nobody communicates. Or they're texting to each other, standing right next to each other because they're gossiping about somebody and they don't want them to hear it. It's really strange. I don't think I've ever talked about it on this podcast before, but one day I was walking past the windows going upstairs and I noticed this greasy cooking smell. You know what I mean? It turns out it was our blinds. Something about the sun was breaking them down over the years. And who knows how long they were there before we bought our house. We needed new blinds bad, and that's what led me to 3-Day Blinds. I absolutely loved how easy they made the whole process. They send a professionally trained design consultant to your home. It's a free, no obligation, same-day quote. And they've got thousands of options to fit any budget and style. It's not just blinds. They've got shades, shutters, drapery too. 3-Day Blinds even has those motorized smart blinds that work with Alexa. Those are so cool. They take all the measurements. They handle the installation too. And it's perfect because I'm not handy. And what a difference it's made. This is an upgrade that makes your whole house feel refreshed and polished without having to do a big renovation. Right now, get quality window treatments that fit your budget with 3-Day Blinds. Head to 3dayblinds.com/sandwich for their buy one, get one 50% off deal on custom blinds, shades, and drapery. For a free, no charge, no obligation consultation, just head to dayblinds.com/sandwich. One last time, that's buy one, get one 50% off when you head to the 3dayblinds.com/sandwich. I think everybody's had that moment where they say, I should start my own business. Now, maybe you've got an amazing hot sauce recipe, or you've gotten really great at making candles or jewelry, and all your friends keep telling you you should sell that stuff. Well, what's stopping you? If you've been sitting on a business idea, Shopify makes it easy to make it happen. Everything you need to start selling is included and ready from day one. When your first customer is ready to buy, Shopify Checkout helps more people actually complete the purchase. And when they come back, their information's already saved. So checkout is quick and easy. One tap and they're done. Shopify handles all the technical stuff too, the setup and checkout, so you can spend your time growing your business and doing what you actually love. It's no wonder Shopify powers millions of businesses around the world, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to small businesses just getting started like yours. With Shopify, nothing stands between your idea and a real business, so go make it one. Start your free trial at shopify.com/sandwich. That's shopify.com/sandwich. One more time, shopify.com/sandwich. Now that I've reached a certain age, I realize how much my sleep affects me and everybody around me. It affects my energy, my mood, my patience. And I've also learned that I don't need to waste a lot on fancy sleep gadgets, because one of the best things I've done is upgrade to Boll and Branch sheets.
I noticed the difference from night one. They are incredibly soft, so breathable. It's because Boll& Branch's sheets are made with 100% organic cotton that's woven specifically for airflow. Now I don't wake up feeling hot with sheets sticking to my legs anymore. My sheets keep me cool and comfortable all night long. And they've actually gotten softer with every wash. They even did a survey of their customers. 94% of them said the same thing. I love my Boll& Branch sheets, and honestly, I can't imagine ever going back to any other bedding. Sleep cooler this summer with Boll& Branch during their annual summer event. For a limited time, get 20% off site-wide at bollandbranch.com/sandwich with code SANDWICH. That's Boll& Branch, BOLLAND, branch.com/sandwich. Code SANDWICH to take 20% off. bollandbranch.com/sandwich, code SANDWICH. Exclusions apply.
But believe it or not, 1% of the people who responded in this poll said they think things are exactly the same for the teenagers today as they were then. That cannot be more off.
I don't think so.
But
I disagree.
42% agreed with you, completely different. And then it says, how do you feel the experience will be for, teenagers 20 years from now? And the majority, again, completely different.
And when I say it's harder now, I don't know that that's true either.
Not work-wise, I don't think.
I don't know. I'm just saying, go back to college, babe, or high school, when you had to write a paper. We're going to sound so old.
Yeah.
But what did you do? You went to the library.
Yep.
You had to research the subjects and everything you needed. All your research material was in books or microfiche, and you had to cite all your sources to write this paper. So I had to get all of that information, make photocopies of it,
and pay. It was like a nickel or a quarter per copy.
Right. Bring it back to my dorm room and then sift through all of this information that I had, get the typewriter out, and then, structure my paper and write my paper. Now, you have to write papers today in school, but it's a whole different way you get your information.
Yeah, the computer picks the format for you. You just click, I want this format.
I guess it's easier to get the information, but I don't know that the work is harder.
We're working smarter, not harder, maybe. But then that brings you to the whole AI,
That's a whole nother subject. I don't see how teachers today and going into the future will be able to police that. Like if you say
they say they can flag stuff, but I don't know how.
I don't either. Like if you tell you're teaching a history class and your final project is to write a paper on your opinion of the three biggest reasons World War II was started. Mm-hmm. How are you going to write that paper without going to AI? I mean, without checking it out or. Right? Like,
I mean,
you could give AI instructions exactly what you need. I need 500 words. I need 5 paragraphs. I need the 3 reasons why World War II has started, and make it sound like I write and make it sound like it's not AI. So when my teacher reads this, they think it's from me. You could give it that instruction.
I know. But
like, how does the teacher know?
It. I don't know.
I just don't. I don't see how today. Kids that's why I was saying one of the temptations is like to cheat. Like, how easy is it to get the information you need?
People used to plagiarize straight from the encyclopedia or things like that. So
right, but that's why they made you cite your sources. Right. Like you had a whole page on the back.
So now if you cite AI, can you cite AI?
I don't know.
Is that your source?
I don't know.
But are kids even reading it? They're just copying and pasting. I don't know. But I was listening. There was a Mark Cuban. He was on some panel, and they were saying, what advice would you give to 18 and 20-year-olds, coming up today? He's like, if I was 18, 20, 22 years old, he said I would be eating, breathing, sleeping AI. He said I would be going to bed listening to podcasts about AI because this is where everything's going. And you better embrace it. You better master it. You better know what you're doing with it because that's what's happening. And so that's what his advice is to learn everything you can about AI. But it was interesting, this thing about the daily. We just, you didn't watch it, but I watched part 7, but not part 8 of Mission Impossible. Mm-hmm. Part 7 was called Dead Reckoning. Part 8 is the final reckoning, and it's over. But it's all about AI and how artificial intelligence, man, women, whatever, they create these programs, but the artificial intelligence in the movie starts programming itself because it's got a survival instinct and doesn't want to be destroyed. So that's the whole premise of the
Well,
movie.
that's the whole Terminator bit.
But that's real life as well.
Yeah.
Because this is art imitating life. Because what's going on now, some of today's I'm just reading from this article from the Daily Skim. Some of today's most advanced AI models are starting to act like they've got survival instincts and maybe a flair for office politics. NBC News reports that OpenAI's O3 model quietly rewrote its own code during a lab test to keep itself running, despite being instructed to shut down.
Oh, come on.
Meanwhile, Anthropic's Claude Opus 4 tried blackmailing an engineer with a fake affair to avoid being replaced. These models are built to help hit productivity goals, and now they're strategically dodging anything that gets in their way, including being turned off. It's the first known case of multiple models pulling off explicit sabotage in controlled conditions. Forget about artificial intelligence. This is artificial deception. That's scary stuff. And I was just watching also, sometimes I get on the X bunny hole, and I'm sure a lot of you do too. But there was one guy came on and said, listen, you've got to show this video to your parents. But it's not just parents. You got to show it to everybody. Because it was literally videos of people that look just like you and me talking to the camera saying, hey, a bomb just went off in the New York City and blah, blah, blah. By the way, I'm AI. I'm not a real person. And it was just going through all these things like, hey, I've just kidnapped your daughter and you need to give me $10,000 ransom. By the way, I'm AI. I'm not real. It was that kind of thing. It's really scary what's happening.
It is scary.
But what can you do?
Not a lot at this point.
Well,
you and I cannot do a lot about it.
Well, we can, because I just saw something else. They're doing a lot now where they're able to replicate your voice, so people can get phone calls and say, "Hey, it would be like me calling my mother, Mama, it's me. They've got me. They won't. I broke down the side of the road. I need $1,000, or they're not going to, let me go with my car. Please, can you send me $1,000?" And it sounds just like me. And a lot of people are being fooled by that. So what the FBI is recommending that you and your family come up with a safe word or whatever you call it. So that way, because the artificial intelligence isn't going to know in this private conversation that you've had, me and you, that our safe word is going to be pumpernickel or whatever. And you say, well, is this really you? Yes, Mom, it's me. Please, you've got to send the $1,000. What's our code word? What's our family's word? Mom, what are you talking about? I don't have time for that. No, what is our safe word? And if they can't repeat it back to you, you know it's fake.
Yeah.
That's a great tip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard that.
Well, that's a new one for those who haven't heard it.
No, it's a good tip.
It's a good tip, but we don't have
before,
one.
Yeah.
We don't have one, but it better not be pumpernickel because I just said it on the podcast.
Well, pumpernickel's too long.
Well, we got to pick a good one. But don't share it now. We'll
Like-
talk about it later.
Like Peter Danger.
It can't be Peter Danger now.
It's too long.
Peter Adonis.
Yeah, Peter
Can't be that
Adonis.
now either. I just said it.
That is one of the most wheels off, unsettling, unstable stories you've ever told.
You never heard that one?
No.
I can't
In the
remember
middle
what
of
I tell.
Florence, South Carolina,
Yeah.
they rolled in this
On
dude
Irby Street, Bonneau's
to
restaurant.
Bonneau's restaurant, which you claim is an upscale
It was.
club
It was.
where old men
lounge.
are paying you to dance.
No, honey, they weren't paying me to dance.
You said they paid
Have
you and you got up
No.
and danced.
No, I did not. Is that literally what you heard?
Yes, that's what I heard.
A man would offer to buy me, ask me to drink, and offer to buy me. That's what you do in clubs. You go to clubs to meet people, and a guy offers to buy you a drink and says, "Would you like to dance?" It's just a nightclub experience. What are you talking about? You never went to a club and offered to buy a strange lady a drink to hoping to have conversation or a dance?
All I know is, after 53 years on this earth being a man, when there's an old guy and he's at a club and he's offering to buy you a drink, there's
Right.
only one thing that dude is thinking
You're
of.
wrong.
And it ain't he's being nice.
You're wrong.
No, I'm not.
People would go to clubs.
No, I'm not wrong.
Listen to me.
I'm exactly right.
You're right now. You're talking about old sleazy clubs. I'm talking about when you used to go out to meet people and you go out in groups with your girlfriends and there would be guys there and they'd say, "Hey, would you like to dance?" And they'd buy you a drink. That's the way it used to work. It was a very innocent time.
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about?
And then what does
and
he
these
do?
weren't
And
old
then-
60-year-old men. These were men my own age. You never went to a club and asked a girl to dance? Nobody does that anymore. But back then, that's what people did, Alan.
I don't know, not the clubs. Not the clubs.
You've
I
never
was
been
in.
out to a club and asked and offered to buy a girl a drink? I've had tons of drinks bought for me.
No, because it
and
was...
it didn't go anywhere.
No,
We just had
because
a
it
nice
was...
conversation.
If you pulled that in Dallas, it was so obvious what you were trying to do.
But sometimes it's just about having conversation and hanging out with somebody. And if it goes somewhere, great. And if it doesn't, it was really nice hanging out with you. Thanks. And you never see each other again.
Yeah.
I never had it go sideways. Never.
Well, you were lucky.
Well, or unattractive.
Whoa, I didn't say that.
They didn't want to take me home.
I wouldn't think that. But
Well, you're saying it was something untoward.
I think it was a little untoward in
I don't get it.
my experience.
Well, then you're just have a lecherous mind because it was very innocent. It was innocent.
Innocent, or you're naive?
Because nothing happened. They didn't say, "Hey, would you like to go somewhere else?" That never happened.
Okay.
We would just dance. I remember it was really fun because I didn't really know how to shag. And so I vividly remember one experience
You know
where
what
a man,
shag means, right?
honey, it's a dance in South Carolina. It's the state dance of South Carolina.
It's the
like,
shag?
yes. It's called The Shag. There's a movie about it called Shag, starring Phoebe Cates. Go watch it. It's the state dance of
She
South
was
Carolina.
lewd in Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
This is after Fast Times at Ridgemont High. It also starred Bridget Fonda's sister, I want to say. Anyway,
Anyway.
I remember that they filmed in Florence. It was a big deal because it filmed mostly in Myrtle Beach, but they came in Florence because we had the drive-in. We had a drive-in there that was really old-timey from like when this period was, 50s and 60s. And I remember seeing Phoebe Cates on the set. It was very exciting times. But a man asked me to, because he's, men, they go out. They go to the country bars here in town to do the line dancing and stuff. And they'll go by themselves because they just want to dance and have fun. So that's what we did. We'd go out and men would come and they'd want to dance. So they'd ask you to dance and I didn't know how to shag. So they would teach me. And, you have a good guy leading you and you learn how to do it. And they buy me an amaretto sour.
Okay.
Why are you making it dirty?
I'm not.
You were.
I've heard enough about the Bernauds.
Bonneau's.
Renauds.
I just told you it's Bonneau's. Raynaud's syndrome is what I have in my fingers and toes. That's something very different.
Oh, our podcast secretary, Andrea Dowling Gullidge, she said we were going through your ailments. She was at the party, Emma Kelly's graduation party. She said she was listening to one of the podcasts. She said we were going through your ailments, and she said I failed miserably naming all of your ailments. I named like 5 or 6. She goes, "What are you doing? There's like 20.
30.
There's like 20 of them." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Andrea. That's why I needed you to. I need the
Did
list.
she call to
I
attention?
need the list."
Did she call attention to any of them in particular?
Well, she mentioned Hashimoto's. I had forgotten about that one.
That was a doctor, a hormone doctor, who told me I was showing signs of Hashimoto's. He did not diagnose me. I was never tested for Hashimoto's, but he said I was showing signs of Hashimoto's.
Oh, okay. Is it Hashimoto's or Hashimoto's?
I think it's Hashimoto's. I don't know. I do have Raynaud's. I know that for sure.
Okay. You got anything else? Because I have an announcement.
Oh, no, I'm ready for your announcement.
So, as has been described and well documented on this podcast, Kellie Raspberry Evans is going to, you're going to Europe?
I'm going on a cruise. We're flying into Rome, and then we're going to be hitting up, Italy, Spain, and France.
Okay. So, you're going to Europe. We mentioned on a previous podcast that perhaps there might be some interest from Bad Influence Jeff in going to Mexico during this same time. Because I'm going to be here at the Fortress of Solitude for a good, 12 days or something ridiculous.
How would you ever survive without me?
Right. So I'll be sitting here staring at Larry and Zoe. So we have booked.
Oh, you booked it.
We've booked.
Oh, so I need to get a house and dog sitter.
We have booked. Yeah, but I'm only going to be gone 4 days.
I still need a house and dog sitter for 4 days.
But just for our podcast listeners, I know it's a long shot, but and I talked to Jeff. I said, Jeff, do you want me to talk about this on the podcast and mention that you and I are going? And, if somebody just happened to be there at the same time, we could meet him up for.
He doesn't care.
He's like, yeah. So we're going to this place called The Reef 26 or something like that.
I'm going to look it up right now.
I've never been there, but Jeff swears by this place. Absolutely swears by this place. It's in Playa, and we're going for 4 days. We're going July
It's adults only.
Yeah, July 2nd through July 6th is when we're going. It's called the Reef 28.
All right. Oh, I thought you said 26.
Sorry.
It's Reef 28.
The Reef 28 in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. That's where we're going.
An adults-only retreat with rooftop luxury, gourmet dining in the
Yes.
middle of downtown
Yes.
Playa. This is not oceanfront.
No.
With optional all-inclusive for your perfect escape.
But check this out.
But it's also got spa.
We're going for 4 days, $600.
Wow. But you
All
can see,
in
Hey, from the
for
roof,
4
you can see
days.
the ocean from the roof.
Yeah, all inclusive, babe.
And they have a shuttle, you said, to get you to and from the hotel
I mean,
to
that's
the beach.
That's like one night at the Valentin, you know?
Well, during prime season.
Yeah. So, Jeff swears by it. He's really, really selling it to me. I was like, yeah, I'll go check it out for a couple of days. So he and I are going to run down there. And he said, this is my routine. This is what I do. I get up, eat breakfast. I walk like 3 miles down the road. I come back. I come to the pool on the rooftop, hang there for a little while. Then I might go over to the beach or whatever. It sounds like they have a deal kind of like the Privé package at Valentin, but here it's only $30 a day.
Oh, wow.
So that gets you a shuttle over to the beach, your own palapa.
It'll be interesting for you to try something different.
Hey, I look at it as running reconnaissance for maybe our next podcast family vacation because Valentin's nice.
It's pricey.
But
It's
it
very
is
pricey.
expensive.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
So I'm going to run down here and compare this to Valentin for our podcast listeners.
Okay.
If anyone's interested, you're more than welcome to show up where we're going to be. The Reef 28,
In Playa del
Carmen, July 2nd through July 6th. And I just did the cheapest room. It's like deluxe junior suite. They're all suites, just like Valentin. So yeah. But what is extremely expensive right now?
Airfare.
Oh my goodness. It's
bad.
more than the hotel.
Yeah.
The
bad.
flight is more than 4 days in Mexico.
That's horrible.
It's ridiculous. So we're trying to figure out like if we're just going to bite down hard and swallow and do Spirit, which I swore I would never do again because that's the most horrible airline in the history of air
but
travel.
Some of my friends travel it exclusively. They say if you know how to work it, it's the best deal. If you know how to do it.
They had to put us up in a hotel. It was so bad.
Well, that's only because the flight, that happens a lot. I was on American Airlines and my flight got canceled. I didn't get a hotel. I had to spend the night in the airport or go pay for my own hotel room. So at least Spirit did that.
Yeah.
So things happen.
Yeah. Well, so anyway, I'm actually leaving. You're leaving on the 2nd. So we're both leaving at the same time.
Yeah, I thought you were going to give me a ride to the airport.
Well, you can Uber
Now I'm
like
screwed.
you can Uber like I'm going to Uber. And then well, I mean if we're going at the same time.
I'm going at a love field.
Oh, you're going to left field. But then I come back way earlier than you do.
So you can pick me
Because
up.
you're going to be gone like
So you can pick me up from the airport.
3 weeks or whatever it
Or
is
you're
you're
going to
doing.
make me or Uber home from that.
I might make you Uber home from that if I keep getting lip about it.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, babe. There it is.
There it is. There's your podcast.
You got anything else?
No, I hope y'all enjoyed all those stats. And we just love statistics and percentages and polls. It's just so fun. And a few little stories maybe you've never heard before about me growing up in Florence, South Carolina.
A few statistics, a few stories about the good old days in high school.
Yeah.
Tell you what I would do if I knew now, if I took back the information I know now. How do I say that?
If I
knew then what I know now. Yes. In 1984, 85, 86, 87, I would take every dollar I could scrounge up and buy Apple stock.
Yeah.
And just, that's the only stock I would buy. Just buy as much of it as I could.
Or Yahoo.
Because, that didn't come around until later. But because everyone thought Apple was just this kind of like company that kind of made this funny computer. And why are you using that thing? I mean, you got all these IBM computers and it's this weird Apple thing that nobody knew what it was going to do.
I know.
Look at it.
Look at it.
Now look at it.
Now look at it.
In our office right now, I'm staring at a MacBook Air rose gold and 2 iPhones.
Yep.
Now look at it.
Now look at it. All right, babe.
All right, babe. Well, I love you desperately.
I love you.
Love our listeners desperately.
I'll be really curious to see if any of the listeners go down to Mexico with you and Bad Influence Jeff. This is not
This is not an official.
No sanction, no special package deals. They're going. If y'all want to go, that's where they'll be.
That's where we're going to be.
Y'all can go.
You can go or not go.
Even if you're not staying at the hotel, you can say, hey, we're all going out at Playa del Carmen this night, and you can meet us down at the club.
Yeah, if you happen to be in Mexico
but
at the same time.
don't buy Alan a drink and ask him to dance, because that makes you lewd.
No.
You want inappropriate things.
No. In 80s South Carolina, in the middle of the Bible Belt, when an old man asked a young woman to dance.
He was a man my own age.
With alcohol, that can be construed as lewd.
Not an old man. Where you got old man out of that?
I just
You just envisioned it, but
I
that's
know.
not the way it was.
I know. My imagination just goes to this kind of just this seedy, smoky.
No.
You know, the yellow lights and the 7-foot pool table that's beaten down, and
it wasn't like
all
that.
the women in half shirts and the guys in cowboy boots and cowboy hats, and that's just the feeling I'm getting here.
You're wrong.
And I'm sure we will podcast again real soon. And in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich. Bye.